Gene Simmons of Kiss is certainly no stranger to making controversial comments, and this is what he's doing today. He gave a recent interview to the Dennis Miller Option, and he talked about why he doesn't agree with certain rock stars being labeled as legends. Namely, one of the people that he mentioned was Dave Grohl. He doesn't think that Dave Grohl is actually a legend. So let's unpack this here and listen to what he said. Ultimate Guitar pointed this out on their website. I've linked to their story in the description. They've got a lot of great stories. You can check them out over there. It says this is Gene Simmons. He says, before the digital world, no cell phones, no MTV, no social media. When the bands played their instruments live on stage, no backing tracks, no nothing. It was a more honest time as far as I'm concerned. There was so much more talent than all of these people were writing their own types of songs. There was no style. You'd have, yes, existing at all the same time with the Doors and Led Zeppelin. They were sounding nothing like each other. Interesting he says that, because Led Zeppelin, people have claimed that they did sound similar to others. But anyways, I digress. And he talks about, and you can go to even more modern bands who came out of there. Kiss, yeah, I don't care. AC/DC, Metallica, U2. Even in disco, you had Madonna, Motown, all this amazing music. From 1988 until today, which is more than 30 years, who's the new Beatles? Let's just be clear. We love Oasis. In fact, Liam named one of his kids after me, if truth be told. That's such an egotistical thing to say. He says, there's Lennon and there's Gene. Gene named after me and Lennon named after John Lennon. But the real answer is that if you walk down the streets to the masses and you said Oasis, I don't know if a 35 or 40-year-old is going to know what that is. Universal stardom is, whether you like it or not, whether you never heard a song, everybody knows Elvis or the Beatles. I love the Foo Fighters, love Dave Grohl, but even today, if you walk down the street and you say, who's playing drums or who's on guitar, they don't have a clue. There's always Sean Lennon, Paul McCartney, George Harrison, and Ringo Starr, and that was it. Even today, if you see who's playing drums in the Stones, I don't know that the general public would know, and that's no slight to Charlie, of course. So I completely disagree with him here. If you walk around to virtually any person in public of any background and you ask them about Nirvana or you ask them about the Foo Fighters, the chances are they're going to be well aware of it. And I think that's evident in the fact that you have a guy like Dave Grohl going around, working on political campaigns and stuff because they realize that he draws voters, because everybody knows who Dave Grohl is. I think if you put Dave Grohl at this point head-to-head with Gene Simmons, Dave Grohl is certainly more well-liked, maybe not more well-known, but in the same stratosphere as Gene Simmons, certainly. They're certainly somewhere in the same range. I think he's definitely slighting Dave Grohl here. No diss to Oasis. I got no problem with Oasis. I love Oasis, but I'm a Dave Grohl fan, and I do not think that Gene Simmons has done more than Dave Grohl in the last 25 years in the music industry. He's done a lot himself, and Kiss is legendary. You cannot take that away from them. But Dave Grohl is massive. Dave Grohl is a megastar, and he transcends genres. The hip hop world loves Dave Grohl. There's music festivals they bring him out to. Everybody loves Dave. Everybody knows Dave. So I don't really think that's a fair comparison. But Gene Simmons, man, he seems to be the Kiss, the king, not the Kiss, rather, of knocking people. So anyways, folks, that is all for now. Thanks so much for joining us today at Rock Feed. Of course, if you're new here, be sure to subscribe with notifications on so you don't miss out on breaking news and updates. Thanks again for joining us, and we'll see you all very soon.